smoke when we all celebrate success. So now we.
Yeah, that's right, you know we. I thought I told you that we.
Hey guys, hope everyone had a good Christmas. We're getting ready for the new year. We've been busy since we got back from vacation, just emptying the junk room. Now we've just moved the junk from one side to another, but we are slowly getting there. I moved those massive, they're actually 50 kilos, 150 kilograms worth of cement that's gone to the shed. This drop cloth will probably just dust off and roll up. So I've got a couple of side projects I need to do in order to get this garage going. So let's start with the first one. See, I got this whiteboard. That's just to put up. I haven't decided if I'm going to stick it there above the desk or here above the sink, and that's just to keep track of project builds and that sort of thing when cars need services and what needs to be done. So I think it's pretty obvious the focal point of this video. So I was given this set of spotlights. Now you'll see the cabling's not very good in the sense that it's been chewed up by rats like crazy. It's old, it's perished. I think it was stored in the sun at some point. Someone's very diligently wrapped up the cable with insulation tape, and unfortunately that hides a lot of what's wrong with the cabling. So while it looks very good and it looks very neat, I don't know what's going on. So firstly, only one of these things even works. Now inside here I think there's fuses. So obviously this cabling is probably fine. However, I am going to change it. I bought 10 meters new 3-core cabling. I'm going to put a red plug on there and all the rest of it. So I'm going to open up this control box. I'm sure that each side of these halogen lamps will have a fuse. So that's the first thing I'm going to check inside here. Are the fuses fine? Then what I want to do for the broken light, if the fuse isn't in this box, it'll be in this box. So I'm going to cut 2 equal length bits of cabling off here, wire them up between the two, and see. I mean, maybe I get lucky and it's as quick and easy a fix as that. And then I've obviously got the additional light I need in the garage, and that's for when, as you'll see, the car's still not home. But that's only happening next year, like I said in my last video a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, it's just a mini project that needs to take place. If I can fix these myself, it saves me having to go out and buy new ones. I bought 10 meters of this stuff, and that's just because, you know, this will be about a 30 centimeter strand, so that will be about 6 centimeters here. And then I'll have a little bit of extra, this is about 1.5 meters. So it does have points to wind up the cabling on these tripod legs and things, so that'll just give me a little bit extra reach. Obviously now all the plugs are waist height, which isn't a problem. I do have an extension. I think I have another one hidden in the garage somewhere amongst all the car parts. But yeah, it's just to give me a little bit extra length so that, you know, I mean, the garage is not, I mean, it's a nice big one, but it's not insanely huge. It's not like I'm in a warehouse or anything. So yeah, that'll save me having to drag out one of these jobbies every single time I need to do some work on the car. These mattresses came from single beds upstairs, so you see, I thought there was a plug back here, but I think there's only there, and then here behind the toolboxes and things. So yeah, basically what we're doing is the tenant doesn't need to be in my garage and I don't need to be in his garage, so I'm just going to stack these mattresses there in the corner, and then we'll build something up, maybe a bookshelf or something, just to hide it for now. He's going to move out in roughly about a year while he gets relocated and all the rest of it. So once he's out, then I can get access to the that's going to become the proper workshop, a woodworking motorcycle workshop. We'll see about the motorcycle bit, but yeah, I have been starting to buy up a lot of bits for my Dremel because I really want to get involved. I want to build a sign for the garage. I want to build odds and ends. These large planks here are going to become part of my workbench. This is standard MDF. That'll be the base, and I'll get some hardboard and put it on top. So once, I mean, this was always destined to come in here. I have a computer for the garage as well, and a webcam and all the rest of it. Once I've cabled, now we need to run fiber from the house to the main router inside the house. So we will eventually get connectivity here, and then I said in a video ages ago, we might do some live streaming from here when the car is actually here and I'm actually doing stuff. But that's something that I've been thinking about on and off for quite a while. It might be interesting as the channel grows. People might want to see people, you know, the work actually being done. And then another mini project is this fender trailer. Now, in South Africa, we have to have this reflective yellow tape. You'll see in the images there's a set amount of reflectors. Sorry, Sam. Set amount of reflectors we need. So basically I need to wipe the sections down with some methylated spirits, make sure the surface is clean, and then cut. So I'm going to do strips above each taillight, strips along the bottom, strips along the on either side of the number plate. It needs to come all the way along the side, along the mudguard, front and rear, and then all the way to the front. Now obviously the correct thing to do would be to pull these reflectors off and put them on top of the tape. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the sections out and just fill the line, because I don't really feel like going out and buying new reflectors. It's just laziness on my part. But I think I have the right number of reflectors. It's just the reflective tape. I need to get a tow hitch onto my Jetta, and then I can start using this trailer. The roof does come off, which is very handy. It's very rare that you get one with a nose cone. Now this was also given to me, which is always a win. That's why I need to get the thing sorted properly, get it roadworthy so I can get in my name. But it's very handy, and I'll show you why. For this kind of thing. And that'll be a couple of trips in the trailer that size, but still, it saves me having to pay someone to take it all away. This is all building rubble, bits and pieces, garden refuge, that kind of thing. So let me tell you, with the garden this size, it's about 1.5 acres, there is a lot of garden stuff to do. Now these rocks, remember I told you guys in previous videos, you dig about 1.5 meters to 2 meters down, there's just these boulders, these rocks and things. So my gardener has decided he's making a bit of a rockery here, so we're going to get some nice plants and just decorate this a little bit. We bought some grass, cubed grass, and then the rain, we set for 10 days solid rain, so we're still not out of the drought, but you know, I'm hoping we're going to get there soon, because I can actually start watering stuff. Right now I'm not allowed to water, but the rain is helping this a lot. Doesn't look like it because we've actually just mowed it flat, but I mean the grass was standing about 30-40 centimeters high before we mowed it down. So we're gonna let the rain just soak in. That tree stump, I want to move it, but I think we're gonna leave it for the boys to climb on. But yeah, and this long branch here, I want to remove it, but the wife wants to hang a swing or something from it. It is actually surprisingly quite strong, but I have a feeling it might have a chainsaw accident, and I have a feeling the chainsaw accident might happen about there. So we'll see what happens there. Anyway, let me get cracking with the checking of the fuses, and that's what. Oh yeah, this is going. This is Andrew's old 6N Polo Classic. It's been a very reliable, loyal car for him. And I say that tongue-in-cheek because if you knew Andrew and the stuff he's gone through with this, I'm sure he's not going to miss it. But he's trading, well, he's already traded it in. They're just waiting now for the VW Up, a 4-door VW Up to arrive. And that'll be the end of this one. Should maybe see if he's got new tires in here. Maybe I should swap them with my car. And let the at the dealership, take the old tires off my car. I'll talk to him when he's back on Monday. But yeah, this is going, and the new up will arrive, and that's for his fiance, so at least she has a reliable mode of transport, because she's doing her internship next year. Veterinary internship, who would have thought, but yeah, she can't be driving around all over the place in an unreliable vehicle, so that's disappearing. And you'll see here I've got the next set of things. I'm busy trying to just isolate things, so I need to take the carbs off these. This is being scrapped. This thing is useless because of this. It just looks crap as well. So this is actually, this is inlet manifolds going. This is the one I'm using. So that needs to be cleaned up. So I'll be using the various different sized wire brushes. But then also the Dremel has finer wire brushes to get sort of in these channels. So I want to wire brush it up. First, once everything's off, you got the carb base plate. This is an old wrecked one, so I need to get a new one. So that'll all come off. I'm going to prep solder this thing, wire wheel it, get it as clean as I can, get rid of all the old gasket maker and that kind of thing, get a new gasket. But the gasket will obviously go onto the engine block, or rather the cylinder head, when it's ready to go on. But I want to hammerite this silver again with a high heat, and then we'll be good to go. Now I'm not using this carb. I might buy a service kit for this, strip it and just keep it as a spare. This is the carb I'm probably going to use if I don't buy a new one. This is a single stage carb, but it works. This is the one that was on the vehicle. It's set perfectly to idle and everything. The mixture is right. So this would go straight on it. It doesn't look the prettiest, I know. But really, the carb motor will probably be disappearing. But I do want to drive the car for a while with that motor, because it's been with that car for years. So I have a bit of an attachment. That was quite a strong motor. So this will stay on for a while. I may end up getting a new carb. However, I am leaning towards dual 45 side drafts. So we'll see. But for a while, I mean, with the engine bay down, you won't even see it. So it's not an issue. Here's my exhaust manifold. Sorry, my exhaust is 4 into 2 into 1. So this is good. This puts sort of the power band in the middle. These things, you know, I can't even give these away. You can fit a Coke can in this, a 340ml Coke can. It's ridiculous that this was even on the car in the first place. But literally, I can't even give this away. It would be suited for like a big, like a Golf 3 or a Jetta 3 or something like that. Oh, I need to sort through all this wiring. But yeah, I just find it funny that I can't even give this away. Someone at some point saw this, had to have it on the car, bought it, fitted it. And I mean, I'm going single pipe, I'm going Euro, so I'll have a single pipe with a slight upward tin. But I mean, this thing, can't even give it away. So let's pull these control boxes open and see what we're dealing with, and I'll get back to you in a sec. Well, no fuses here. Don't worry guys, I unplugged this thing. Safety first, right? And no fuses here. So all this thing actually does is take a straight current from there to here and then split it. Easy peasy, right? So what I've already gone ahead and done is I took, this is the cable from the working side, and I've cut the lengths for both sides. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is wire everything up on the working side and on the non-working side, and wire them up to this junction here, exactly how they were. And that's just to see now if it's a cabling problem between the splitter and this halogen lamp. Now I did test, this bulb does work in this housing. So it's not a bulb issue. It has to be from here to here, a cabling issue. Unless it's inside the light fitting itself, in which case that's going to be slightly, I wouldn't say more difficult, because I can buy a complete housing like this. I might just need to modify it slightly. But you can get these, it's not impossible. So I'm going to go ahead and wire things up, I'll give it a quick test and I'll get back to you guys in a sec. Alright, so new wiring is in. It's wired up. I'm going to test with the old cabling in before I replace the main lead and the plug. But it's looking good so far. I'll just show you what I'm doing here at the back. Alright, so basically it's a standard join. I'm cable tying each cable together just to make it a bit neat inside and just to make everything fit nicely inside here. Once that's done, everything should work. Now I actually figured out what was wrong in the end with this one, is this was wired backwards. So this switch, actually I probably could have gotten away with just leaving everything, but I think long term this is going to be better with the newer cabling in place, and the new rewiring job will just be you know, give this thing some more longevity. Everything else is fine, the frame and the tripods and everything. So touch back with you guys in a few minutes. I'm literally moments away from finishing. I just need to neaten this up a little bit, put in some solder, and then I'm good to go. See you in a few. Okay, so here we are. We're all wired up, all soldered together, cable tied, stacked in neatly. I'm going to get this guy screwed back on, plug in the lead and test. So let's see if this is going to be a working spotlight. See you now. Okay, here we are. Everything's in place, soldered up nicely, capped, zip-locked together. Put the restraint in there. About to close up this box, and then we'll give it a quick test and see where we are. Then I can get going with the rest of this. Back in a few. Right guys, everything's finished, wired up neatly, new cabling's in, everything's nice and tight. Let's get the power going. Now we know that this guy was working, so if I've wired everything up correctly, it should carry on working, otherwise it's just going to go bang. Good to go. Now, this guy was actually, the switch was wired in reverse. That's why it wasn't working. So I actually could have fixed this without having to recable, but the condition of the cabling kind of necessitated this. This was always going to be a thing that needed to be done. So let's see. And we are good to go. So I'm very happy with that result. That's going to be very handy when the garage is in use, when the car is back and I need that extra light. Now, I'm not really a fan of these guys. Let's turn the power off before I start messing around. As I was saying, I'm not really a fan of these guys. So what I'm thinking of doing is crimping. Now, it'll give me an option as well, although the cabling, the new cabling is nice and clear. The old one's a bit discolored, but you can still see the green trace on this cable. So what I'm thinking of doing is grabbing 3 of these guys, feeding the cabling in and crimping them together. It's not really necessary, so I may not do that. Halogen Titan, if anyone works there, give me a shout out. Could do with some sponsorship, that would be great. So yeah, I may leave this as is, obviously changing the cable with the new plug and everything. Although now you see, rats got into this, the plastic is crumbling in my hands, so I'm going to have to change it. So I was going to say maybe I could get away with just leaving this, but I've already come so far and I have plenty of cabling left over here. So I just need to get a plug from upstairs, and sorry, I watch movies, or at least I have movies playing in the background when I'm working. So today's one was the new RoboCop. People were complaining about it. I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, if you consider the first RoboCop being the best in that series, and then it just went sort of downhill from there, really. I mean, RoboCop 2 was still alright, but RoboCop 3, what the fuck? Anyway, so we'll touch back again. It's already 6:30 in the evening, my time, so it's time to get the kids fed and bathed and in bed. So I'll probably come back tonight and finish this up. But yeah, I'm glad that worked out well. And this is going to be a handy addition to the tools. Anyway, I'm probably going to do some tidying up as well. Tidying up really just involves moving stuff from here to over there and a little bit over there. But yeah, I put the tombstones next to the donor city seats. Eventually I'm going to flip this guy over, and I need to cut the base off this seat to fabricate a new base for the tombstone. So basically it's going to be a city golf seat on the bottom of the tombstone rails, so that the tombstones can drop straight in. They'll already be at the right height. I'm going to do it in such a way that these will be static, the bases will be static, and I'll be using the tombstone rails to move up and down, or rather backwards and forwards. So yeah, so that's why the angle grinder's there. I may not do that tonight. I still need to do a little bit of research, but I do have this to do. This is the old gearbox. You can see it's nasty as hell. So I'm going to prep solve this thing, give it a scrub down. I see I need to replace the inspection hole cap. I need to block this off. I have the old parts in a box here somewhere. So I'll block this off so the prep hole doesn't get in. I need to drain. I don't know, let me see if I can get the light working. It's still full of oil, and the oil is actually, you can't really see, but the oil is actually, it's actually still pretty good. See, there's some washers floating around in there. That's not good. Previous owner did hint that some of the speedo accessories are probably floating around in there from the speedo cables. There's a reverse light switch. So yeah, I need to clean this guy up, clean the end cap. So it's basically just going to be Prepsol and some elbow grease. The interior I'm not really that worried about, but I'm going to need to do that. You'll see I need to clean out these CV cups. I've got new CV grease, so I'll sort that out at the same time. Yeah, the more I look at this, the nastier it looks. Caked on from years and years and years of standing in that original garage. But yeah, oh, there's my other extension cord. So yeah, I've been packing the tools away. Got some nice stuff in here. But why's the light still on? That's a discussion for another day. Anyway guys, I'm going to leave it there. It's time to go get the kids sorted. And yeah, so that's mini project, the first mini project for the year in this new garage of mine. Good to go. Chat to you later. Hi guys, thanks so much for watching. If you want to see more and be kept up to date, please follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to my channel. With your help we can get this project complete and move on to the next one. Bye for now.